Welcome to the Chill with Phil weekly podcast. Everything about e-commerce, digital marketing, growth hacking, strategies, and more. If you're passionate about these topics, you will definitely want to hang out with us the next hour. Now, here's your host, Phil Kiprianu.
Hey guys, this is Phil K, and you're live today with Chill with Phil, where we're going to talk about e-commerce, digital marketing, anything that can help you basically in this beautiful world of digital space where you can generate money online by selling physical product, by selling digital product, by selling whatever you want. But basically, that's the whole thing about Chill with Phil. And also, it's not about taking us seriously, but really to have to enjoy the time together, to jam together, to explore new space, new stuff, because basically it's a continuing, evolving, let's say, business. So we need to adapt. And like some people say, is you must adapt or die. So basically that's the whole idea here. And the goal here, above the nuggets and all this kind of stuff, is to enjoy having fun. And remember this podcast that now it's the second podcast, so it's really 002. This podcast, basically, it's new for me. I'm still warming up the stuff. I'm planning to do great thing about it. Basically having also people that are super successful in the business that can help you also down the road bring your business to the next level and bring you like the best of the best. Yeah, we can keep it easy like that. So basically the idea today was to bring you some ideas and to jam about also what Facebook is going through and the main changes and things like that, and how it's going to evolve up to a certain point. And we're going to probably extrapolate like a bunch of stuff going like in some roads that are bumpy or things like that. But the whole idea here is to open our minds, because basically a channel like Facebook, which is still quite new, if you compare that to Google or some other classic channel, or even like all this other traffic source that I've been doing like back in the days, pop unders and things like that you can find everywhere, that these traffic sources have been there forever, and now you have like this new big machine, which is Facebook, brings a lot of stuff, but also learning at the same time. And they have evolved at a super fast pace the past couple of years, even beating up to a certain point the big one, or the one that have been there forever, the legacy one. And you can see now, how they're making change, adapt, and especially now that there's a spotlight on Facebook since the Cambridge Analytica thing that happened last year, basically, and that changed everything in the way Facebook now shares the data, and that affect directly the advertiser at the same time. So we've seen like change like the past couple of weeks. One big announcement also that will make things simpler, but also will change the way we work, which is the campaign budget optimization. So at a certain point, I was talking to some peeps, and this one thing is it's exactly what we were saying. It's at a certain point, what Facebook wants is to simplify its platform, and by doing that, basically it brings, it simplifies the way you do ads, you select your interests, you select a bunch of stuff, because when you think about it, like for the newbies or for people entering in the market, I mean, it's very confusing. So you have all these options when you go in, selecting, which for what you're going to optimize, and what is your outcome at the end. And that's basically where Facebook wants to change the stuff, because they are going now for the moms and pop shops. They focus much more on local, because they want to have basically this layer, this bottom layer of people that can be recurring and also that can bring value to their audience. All the big guys, they are already there. They're spending like millions of dollars, but one thing that was that they need to consolidate is really the bottom line, the bottom layers, and basically that's pretty much what they're trying to do. It's really you need, if you never did ad, you need to be to make this super simple. So in a couple push of a button, if you never went into the platform, you must be able to create an ad and also to get the outcome that you are expecting. And that's basically what Facebook is looking to do now, and adds much more data, because for all these years what we have been doing is feeding the beast, basically. That's really what we've been doing. And especially since the changes with the Pixel back in 2015, when they introduced the new Pixel, which was much more than a Pixel, but was a JavaScript that was going to open new opportunities to the platform and feed again the beast, because the kind of information that you were going to get was going to be totally different than what it used to. So we're going to take much more information about the users, what they're doing, the behaviors, and also the advertisers and how they manage that to get the stuff through the end. So that basically changed a lot in the way that we were doing back then ads. And if we bring back ourselves basically back in the early days, probably 2013 or 2014, there was no, the platform basically was very easy also to use. It was very simple to use. And as it grew, as advertiser asked for more stuff, it became like this huge thing where you have so many options, and at a certain point, yeah, for advanced advertiser like us, it's great, but for the smaller one, it just doesn't make sense. So that's one thing that I can see Facebook going up to a certain point, is the simplification of the platform in multiple ways. So anybody can go enter, doesn't need to be a super keen about the platform, and doesn't need to be a super specialist, and can literally upload stuff and get the exact outcome at the price is looking, and in a very fashionably manner, easy manner, like you say. So imagine that. If we put ourselves in a time where you just going there on the platform, where you add your product, the type of product that you're marketing, and the audience, basically demographic, and probably want interest, but nothing like very specialized. And Facebook will do the rest. They will automate the whole thing. You put also the type of CPA that you're looking to pay, and here you go. Easy as that. Now there's too many stuff in the back end to manage, and even like when you try to do the manual bidding, or even like the low cost low cost modification to optimize your stuff in, it's not the outcome that you're getting, basically. So again, the reason why is there enough data about that? Is there too much competition about that? Does the machine learning behind is ready for that? That's the kind of questions that we have, but we don't have the answer right now. Basically, it's things that probably we will see in the upcoming years. And on the other side also, all these changes, which are great for the lower end or entry level users, basically it's great for them, but for the most advanced users is where we lose a bit the control that we had before, so imagine right now, because in September 2019 we won't be able anymore to choose the budget at the ad set level. It's going to be at the campaign level. And how we can be granular, or say how we need to modify or tweak, especially this ad set, because we configure it that way. But now it won't be any more possible, because Facebook will choose, and will even choose if it's a good or bad ad set. Even if you think it's a good one, it might become a bad one. So these are the things that it's sad for the much more or the most advanced users, but this changes will bring better cost, better conversion, better outcome, or whatever. This is a big question. So and like I said, basically where we're going right now is a very simplified form. You can see what Google Ads and Smart Shopping have been doing lately is they went exactly through the same concept by if you have like Shopify store, you can install like the Google Smart Shopping, and basically you just need to put the budget and Google Smart Shopping will do the rest for you, basically. So we can probably see something that is very similar that will happen. And I was listening at certain point a podcast, if I remember, with about an expert on Google Ads. That's probably a few months ago, and he was saying basically a crazy huge amount of improvement, which means is huge. That the AI behind Google Ads now is so strong, so good that you can basically put your keywords in, and it will give you like very good results for the pricing that you're looking, based on all the information, the data, and everything that is on the outcome as well that you're looking for. So you can see at certain point where things have advanced so fast, the curve of improvement advanced so fast the past probably 1-2 years, that you can expect in a year or 2 years from now that what you're playing with in the Ads Manager, or even like Google Ads or anything like that, will totally change again. Totally change. What else also we're seeing? We're seeing also that now we're not able anymore to target custom audience coming from email or external source if your account has been running for a couple of weeks. So let's say that you're starting a new store, basically, and it's in the same niche than another store that you had, and you want to use that information to build a lookalike audience or anything like that. That was the best strategy back then, because you have already a known audience that that they're buying and they are in this niche, and you can basically grow from scratch almost anything and just transform that in a lookalike audience, start an ad there and already get traction. Or the other side was, I'm gonna just run this audience in a custom audience and retarget with a product from the new brand, But now this is something you won't be able to do. The reason is very hard to know. Basically, they say that is for privacy reason and things like that. And I can probably agree at certain points, especially with what they're going through. But on the other side, if you're the owner of the list, or your business is the owner of the list, or the list is in the same container, or the list is approved already from the users that have opted to be shared across other side or other sites, and they agree to get retargeted or promoted stuff around, why not, So So yeah, the question is really, it is really the reason, it is really for privacy reason, or there's another reason for that. So that's a big question, because as an advertiser now, I will need probably to redo everything. And even if I know like all the best interests and all this kind of stuff, I mean, it's like a start from the beginning to find the audience and take the time to spend a good amount of money. And even if I put the right demographic or anything like that, there's no guarantee that I will get exactly the same results as I could have with doing the lookalike audience from this list, or doing the simple retargeting. So it's like quite an important investment. Are they looking for more money? That's a good question. But I think they're always looking for more money. That's for sure. Any way that you're looking at this. So that's a good question here regarding that, and how it is going to evolve also on the user side. Facebook is evolving at a rapid pace again regarding how they manage the user experience. And I was seeing recently again changes in the algorithm and how things are shown on the Facebook feed, and you can see a lot of similarities, or even like faster retargeting in a certain way than it used to be. Even taking all the environmental, or the specter that is a larger specter of what's happening around you. And one thing that I was sharing, I think like this week, was I had a conversation about gravity forms. So I was talking to one of our dev at the marketing agency, and basically we're talking about implementing gravity forms for customers, so it can just be easier for him to enter his stuff and even like make a payment with that, and that would simplify everything. But I didn't went to Gravity Form website, or people from the team didn't went for this to that side. I mean, we were just talking, and the phone was around their ear, and basically the day after, I think, or later in the day, I don't exactly remember, but I'm scrolling my feed, and what I see is an ad about Gravity Form. That's crazy, because imagine now if they, and I mean, we've been suspecting that for a long time, probably over a year right now, and I remember like something very similar happening at a certain point. But imagine now that Facebook, because it's all about metadata, okay? So imagine now that Facebook take all this information, add that to your profile, and said, okay, we're listening exactly what's happening with this guy, with Phil. We're putting all these words in, and we'll see at a certain point if we can, if there's any ads or any stuff that is related to what he's looking for, talking for, or anything like that. And at a certain point, we will push him like the information, and he might just, like him, buy him, or whatever. I mean, in certain way, let's say in the marketing side, the marketing aspect of that is totally mind-blowing. It's crazy, it's crazy that they're listening, and now they can take keywords of that, and that they can use in their system. And when you put ads, I mean, it's gonna be related and gonna be matched with the interest and all this kind of stuff, So that's one thing. They've been doing that also with images. So now, I mean, for a long time, basically all images, there's a recognition system where everything also inside is tagged with multiple keywords, and that's another thing I've been sharing at certain points. So I was scrolling on my feed again, and I was seeing like two girls with the same type of and how they were basically kissing, So I had like this first thing, and then the other image, and it was like almost looking the same. And another one was it was a sign where I think it was about the bathroom that you need to wash your hand, and then below that there was another thing that was also related into ends, and you were seeing like pictures of ends, you know. So all of this information are tagged together. So imagine if you post a picture, if you post any kind of articles or anything like that, each time that there's going to be something happening, it's going to be tagged to yourself. And this is how it's going to amplify the information about the type of user you are, the type of behaviors you're doing, and all this kind of thing. As a user, let's say a simple user, not a marketer, that's totally crazy, because they will know exactly what I eat, what I like, what I whatever do. And I don't know if you remember, but at a certain point where you had this, they're sharing tools on other sites, they were also pushing the back data into this file. So if you were going on this side and you were sharing back from this side on your profile, on your page, they were able also to link that and to enrich your profile on that. Like I said, as a user, it's pretty intrusive. So now let's take a step, you know, don't take like this marketing mindset now. Take as a user mindset, okay? Now let's say that you've discovered that. You've discovered, because basically you don't understand how Facebook works. And you discover that Facebook is going so in depth into all this kind of information, okay? How that is mind-blowing. You know, how much are you getting crazy? And you don't understand the game behind. As marketer, we understand the game behind, and we're just happy, you know, as much information that they can get and they can build around the customer, better it is, because we'll get like better type of targeting, and even like on the customer journey and on their behaviors, they're going from this place to this place and all this kind of thing. So it's going to be easier for us to say, okay, this is exactly the type of user that we're looking for. But as the user, it's super crazy. Now that I talked to you about that, and I put like this, it was like kind of bridge where I'm going again is, and what I've talked before, okay? It's basically, with all this information, you can expect, then what I was talking earlier, that in the push of a button, and probably very small configuration type that you need to put for your ads, probably like 3-4 clicks max, you can get the exact customer that you're looking for at the exact price that you're looking for the type of products that they are looking for. Imagine. Okay, with probably 3-4 clicks, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that is going to happen at a certain point. It's going to be so easy for a user to put an ad and to target someone that you won't need the data. Basically, you won't need the information or to go nitty-gritty inside and do like your super complex flex / whatever lookalike audience to target the right people, because they have so much data. So they will know exactly which people fit in which container, basically, and if they're not buying this brand or they're not going this place, they might fit for exactly that kind of stuff, you know. So you can see how crazy this thing is. But basically, that's where we're going. In a place where anyone would be able to do Facebook ads in a very simple way and very efficient way, where the outcome will be crazy good, because you will get exactly what you want, you know. Now on the other side, I mean, if you're a good businessman, business owner, you care about your people and you do things by the book and you make them the best experience possible, you are going to be the first rewarded by that, because Facebook will also look for what you're doing. This is already one thing that they're doing, is like they go after like all these buyers or any kind of interaction, and they ask them, is this a good people? Is this a good company? Is this and that and this and that? And if you have very good rating, Facebook will reward you for that, because they want to continue to do business with you because you bring value to their platform. And that's basically what they're looking. So if you have, if you are doing, ads right now, you're selling stuff, and the value or the follow-ups or the customer experience is not good, is really where you are going to find hard time to scale and to get the price and to get anything out from Facebook as good as it is, So you will need to find, first of all, you will need to stick to a very good business plan where customer is first, customer-centric type of product, service, or whatever, you're looking for, to be the best in it, and where that because of doing that you will be rewarded. A bit like Amazon, that if you have like you're doing like some stuff on Amazon, and Facebook and Amazon is not basically happy with the type of customer service that you're offering, they will just ban you. So Facebook will do exactly the same. If you're not respectful, or if you don't deliver your promises, sorry, but Facebook will not continue to do business with you, because they don't want to have like this kind of behaviors. But on the other side, if you're doing things right, they have the best machine in place so you can succeed there. So basically that's where things are moving. And you can see at a certain point, like I said, that things are going to be evolving very fast in the next couple of years. And if you're having a business that is highly driven by Facebook right now, you need to adjust yourself based on that kind of stuff. And also, I think that the most important thing also is don't put also all your eggs in the same basket, because basically if there's a problem at a certain point, and that for any reason, you have, I don't know, like you were selling stuff and you got like your shipping from China, from any manufacturers, and they have like defects, and for that, you send a couple and you get like, you have like just bad luck, you might have a very big problem, and that kind of stuff happen, everywhere. But you need to have a backup and a very good follow-up, and to have like a tribe also that support you of customers that will help you in that kind of stuff, So there are like a couple of things that you can implement at a certain point to make sure if this kind of stuff happen, you have an emergency plan in the back to make sure your rating doesn't go down for something that was just out of control, And that's also very important to not only for Facebook, but for yourself as a business and as a growing business as well. So guys, yeah, that was pretty much where we extrapolated like today for this second episode of Chill with Phil, and we were just driving about crazy stuff and how I see the future basically of Facebook and how things are going to change and evolve in this way. But guys, make sure also you start exploring other traffic source, because like I think I've said that in episode 1, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm talking also about Pinterest, and Pinterest is moving forward also in terms of their ad platform. It's getting better than it was. A lot more people are putting trust there, and there's growing user base also in this on this platform. So there's not gonna be any more only two platform that will 2 or 3. I mean, I would say like 3 because YouTube is part also of Google that will rule the world, but there's gonna be probably 4 and probably others later on. But for now, it's very good to have a look at Pinterest, because Pinterest is really based also on interest of purchase, and purchase behavior as well is very tied to that. So even if it's not instant buying, it's part of the buying process. Compared to Facebook, like I've already said probably 1,000 times, people are not necessarily they're not going to Facebook to buy, but they're ready to buy. There's still a big difference there. So guys, thank you very much for joining me today again on episode 3 of Chill with Phil. Hope you got like great value as usual, and see you next week with another one. And until then, enjoy and have amazing success also. Okay guys, thank you.
You've just listened to the Chill with Phil podcast with your host, Phil Kiprianu. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Google Play and catch our next episode.